I'm from the Pacific Northwest, and these majestic scenes of rocky beaches with towering trees along the shore are something I'll never tire of. Today I'll be working on a quick watercolor painting, and I hope you'll grab your supplies and paint along with me. For the sky and shoreline, I'll be using burnt umber and burnt sienna. The water will be Prussian blue and cerulean blue, and for the trees and rocks, I'm using lamp black toned down with white. I'll also be using a jelly roll pen at the very end to add in a few highlights. I've cut down a piece of cold pressed watercolor paper to a size of 3 by 3 inches. I'm starting out with the sky, painting wet on wet, leaving some areas white for clouds. Moving on to the water. The paper here is barely damp, as I'd like more control in this section. Keeping the sandy beach light will allow our rocks to pop later on. As I add in the trees, you can see that the paper is still quite damp here. See how the color bleeds out into the sky? This is the ideal effect for trees that are off in the distance. Here, I'm bringing down a little bit of the color from the trees to act as reflections in the water. Notice how the wet sand is slightly darker than the dry sand. This has to be my favorite part, adding in the rocks. I'd like some to be sticking out of the water, while others are embedded in the sand. The rocks that are farther away will appear smaller and lighter in color. Let's place a handful of trees closer to our shoreline. The paper is no longer as wet, so these will be more defined, making them appear closer to the viewer. Using a slightly darker color will also help with this. Oops, this tree kind of got away from me, but that's all right. I think I can make it work. Using my jelly roll pen, I'm adding a few highlights here and there. Just adding one more small tree, and this mini watercolor painting is complete. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll join me next time when I attempt my first full moon watercolor painting.